Okay, class. Today, we are going to read a book called The Ugly Duckling. But before I read this book to you, I want to introduce to you some new vocabulary words that we're going to see in the story. Each of you should have a graphic organizer that looks like this that I passed out at the beginning of class. After I repeat each vocabulary word to you and you say it back to me, I want you to write it down in the first empty box below vocabulary word. Once I read the definition, I want you to write it in the first, right here, under definition, for each word. First, I'm going to say the word, and I want you to repeat it back to me. So the first word is flock. Say it with me. Flock. You need to write the word flock down on your worksheet under vocabulary word. Okay, so a flock is a group of animals that live, travel, or feed together. A flock is also known as a crowd or a pack or a large group. Some sentences that use the word flock, for example, are the flock of beautiful white birds flew across the sky. Or the flock of sheep came out of the field and into the road. So now after I say this next sentence, I want all of you to get up quickly and gather at the front of the classroom. There was a flock of students at the front of the classroom. So why do you think that I said that there was a flock of students at the front of the classroom? Because a flock is what? A large group. Good job. So the next word is reflection. Write the word reflection in the empty box under the word flock. Now repeat after me. Reflection. A reflection is an image that is seen in a mirror or on a shiny surface. So a reflection is also known as an image or a mirror image. Sentences that you could use the word reflection in are, he saw the reflection of the clouds on the lake. Or the girl spoke to her reflection in the mirror. Another one would be, I saw my reflection in the window when I walked past it. So if you were to see your reflection in the window, what exactly did you see? Good job, you saw yourself, right? So when I say the word reflection, I want you to repeat it as a class, and I want you to hold up an imaginary mirror, like you're looking at yourself, and you see your reflection. So, reflection. Good job. The next word is burst. Don't forget that you're to be writing these words and definitions on your worksheet that I gave you. So repeat after me. Burst. Good job. Burst is to break open or break into pieces in a sudden or violent way. So burst also means to explode or to go off or to break. Here are some sentences with the word burst. 2 of the water pipes burst. So if the water pipes were to burst, then what do you think happened to the water? Good job, it started to spray everywhere, right? Another one would be, the front door burst open and in came my uncle. So when I say the word burst, I want you to repeat it back to me, and I want you to use your hands to show me how something would burst, like this. So burst. Good job. Now that you're familiar with these new vocabulary words, I want you to complete the last 2 sections on your worksheet. Makes me think about an illustration. For makes me think about, I want you to write down something that comes to mind when you think about each vocabulary word. So And for the section illustration, I want you to draw a picture of what each word made you think about. And you're going to do that for each of the 3 vocabulary words that we just learned. Okay? So now that you're all done filling out your worksheet, we're going to read the book, The Ugly Duckling. Okay? The Ugly Duckling. It was a warm summer's day, and Mommy Duck wriggled excitedly on her nest. She could hear a tapping noise, tap, 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 tap. Quick, quack, quick. Mommy Duck called to the other ducks. My eggs are hatching, come and see. One by one the eggs hatched, and out popped 6 chirpy little ducklings. Cheep, 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 cheep. Ah, cried the other ducks sighed. What sweet little ducklings. Mommy Duck beamed with pride. But the biggest egg of all still hadn't opened. Mommy Duck was sure she had only laid 6 eggs. Crack! Just then the final egg burst open. What does burst mean, class? To break open violently. Good job. Oh, gasped Mommy Duck. The last duckling wasn't little, yellow, or cute. He was enormous, gray, and, well, ugly. What an ugly duckling, quacked an old duck. He's not ugly, said Mommy Duck protectively. He's special. The next day, Mommy Duck took all her little ducks to the farmyard to meet the other animals. The 6 yellow ducklings proudly puffed out their pretty feathers. Ah, sighed the animals, what lovely ducklings. The ugly duckling waddled forward. Hello, he said quietly. Everyone turned to stare at him. He's so gray, neighed the horse. He's so clumsy, mooed the cow. He's so big, squawked the hen. Large teardrops rolled down the ugly duckling's long black beak. He felt all alone. Nobody wants me, he whispered. I'd be better off swimming away. The poor little duckling waddled sadly across the meadow, leaving the farm and his family far behind him. Soon the ugly duckling came to a river, where some geese were diving for food. Excuse me, the ugly duckling began bravely. Have you seen any ducklings like me? No, you're the strangest looking duckling we've ever seen, the geese honked. So the ugly duckling kept waddling. He was getting very tired. As darkness fell, he crept inside an old barn, looking for a place to rest. May I stay here? He asked the animals inside. Can you lay eggs? Clucked a hen. No, said the ugly duckling sadly. Can you catch a mice? Purred a cat. I don't think so, said the ugly duckling. Then you're no use here, the cat hissed. The ugly duckling quickly waddled away. He kept going until he came to a large lake. If nobody wants me, then I'll just hide here forever, he sniffed sadly. Ribbit, croaked a frog. What a funny-looking duckling. Fall came, and the leaves turned gold. One evening, just as the sun was setting, the ugly duckling saw a flock of beautiful white birds flying gracefully across the sky. Does anyone remember what we said a flock was? It's a big group, a large group. So there was a large group of birds flying across the sky. I wish I looked like them, he sighed. All through the long winter, the ugly duckling hid in the reeds, ashamed to show his face. When the first rays of warm spring sunshine arrived, the ugly duckling peered out of his hiding place. A graceful swan paddled by him, and he backed away, afraid that he would be teased. But to the ugly duckling's surprise, the swan swam up to him. "Why are you hiding here?" asked the swan kindly. "Join the rest of us." The ugly duckling was shocked. Surely the swan must be talking to someone else. But then he caught sight of his reflection in the lake. If he saw his reflection in the lake, class, then what did he see? He saw himself. Good job. He stared and gasped in amazement. His gray feathers were now snowy white. "I'm a swan," the ugly duckling cried happily. Just then a family of 6 young ducks waddled along the river bank with their mother. "Look at that beautiful swan," they quacked. Mommy Duck recognized her little ugly duckling at once. "I always knew he was special," she quacked. The ugly duckling ruffled his beautiful white feathers, turned away, and proudly paddled after his new friend. The end.